And you've been tolerating shit in your life that, if you were honest, you know isn't okay. You keep trying to convince yourself that it's really not that bad, but deep down, you can feel it. Like the relationship you're in, starving for intimacy, but you're settling for half-hearted affection. Or your career, like sure, you're capable of leading, building, and dominating, but you stay stuck in this role that keeps you small because chasing more feels a little too selfish. And let's not even start on how you treat your mind and your body. Man titties flopping around, gut hanging over your waistband, eyes bloodshot from this 3 a.m. porn scroll snackathon that you had last night. And then you wake up and you say, today's the day I'm going to guilt trip myself into greatness. Doesn't work, does it? Now, I know that you're here because there's a part of you that knows the standards that you've been living by, they don't feel like yours. I mean, not really. They were installed. They were programmed by pain, by trauma. And until you dig down and meet that version of you who accepted those things as normal, you will keep repeating this slow, invisible self-destruction. But by the end of this video, you guys, you're going to understand exactly why you settle so low, how to locate the moment you abandon your own power, and then the exact shift that you need to make to start raising your standards from the inside out. Now, don't bullshit me and pretend like you don't know what I'm talking about. You've probably done this for years, functioned high enough to pass as successful, but deep down, you feel like this emotional imposter. You walk into a room and you instantly scan around, do a full 360 just to see where your next threat is at. You grind harder when you're scared and you isolate when you're hurting. You're a master of hiding this wound. But here's the thing, the original wound, it's still running your life. Maybe you tolerate disrespect in your relationship because somewhere in your childhood, someone taught you that love feels like tension. Maybe you undercharge your value in business because your self-worth was always tied to performance, never existence. And you stay quiet when your gut screams for you to speak because your nervous system says, don't rock the boat or you're going to lose them. And every time you compromise like that, it reinforces that original wound of, I am not enough. I am not worthy enough to ask for more. You see how this isn't about laziness? This is about emotional survival mechanisms that have been calcified into your identity. I mean, let's call it what it is. Your standards were built to keep you safe, never fulfilled. That's what trauma does. It teaches you to lower the bar so you don't have to feel the pain of never being chosen, of not being heard, of not being held. And it worked for a while. But now, I mean, it's slowly killing you emotionally and spiritually. And the longer you defend this old story, the more you rob yourself of the life that's actually waiting for you. So let me walk you through exactly how this works. We're going to be breaking it down into 5 stages. Number 1, where your standards, where do they come from? Number 2, how they show up in daily self-betrayal. And 3, how to identify the exact belief running the show. And 4, how to emotionally detach from that identity. And then 5, how to set and live new standards that reflect your future, not your past. So stage 1, your standards come from an original wound, somewhere probably between the ages of like 4 and 12. Something happened. A parent yelled, a need was ignored, you got hit, shamed, mocked, sometimes maybe worse. But it was in that moment that you learned, I have to shrink myself to survive. I need to adapt or change something about my innate nature in order to make it through this thing called life. And guess what happened? That survival mode became your personality. You started doing things to earn love, getting good grades, people pleasing, staying quiet, working hard. Not because you were driven, but because being you never felt safe. Or now you had something to prove. And when it came time to set standards in your adult life, your nervous system made damn sure you did not ask for too much. It whispered, play small, stay safe. And that became your compass. Now, stage 2, these standards show up in patterns so fucking familiar that you've stopped noticing them. You chase emotionally unavailable women. You tolerate friends who mock your growth. You stay silent in meetings where your voice could lead. Or you keep eating the same garbage, telling yourself it's just a bad week. You skip the gym again, saying that you're going to go tomorrow. You accept jobs that drain you. You give out second, third, fourth chances to people who never even earned the first. And these aren't just habits, these are declarations, man. Every time you say, it's fine, you're re-signing this contract with the part of you that still believes you are not enough as you are, or love has to be earned in some way. Now, stage 3, the root belief underneath all of this emotional dumpster fire, I'm not worthy. I'm not good enough. There's something broken in me. Basically, you've been walking around with an internal software update from age 7 that says you're not allowed to have nice things. More love, nah. That's for people who didn't grow up dodging emotional landmines. More money? Only if you want a side guilt of self-sabotage. More peace? Come on, I mean, you've been so addicted to chaos that calm feels like a setup. Somewhere back in the archives of your nervous system, the idea of wanting more got linked with rejection. If you stood up, someone would shove you back down. If you asked for more, someone would bail. And so now you just beat life to the punch. You ghost the good woman before she even sees you. Or you chase the toxic one because she already thinks you suck. You undercharge, you overwork, and you smile like a hostage at Thanksgiving dinner because disappointing yourself in private feels safer than someone else doing it in public. It's like emotional cock blocking, but you're doing it to yourself. Now, step number 4, here's where everything starts to change. But not because you grind harder or you fix yourself like some busted IKEA shelf of a man. No, you stop trying to be a fucking project and you start being a person. A person who really sees himself. Because that little boy in you, the one that you keep hiding behind sarcasm, porn, or overachieving or rage, he's not broken. He's scared. He's flat out terrified. Terrified that if he speaks up, love is going to disappear. That if he ends up wanting more, he's going to get punished. That if he is truly seen, he's going to be rejected. And the only reason he's still screaming inside of you like a trapped raccoon in your emotional attic is because no one has ever sat with him. Not your dad, not your mom, definitely not you. But that changes now, man. Come on. Don't scold this little guy. Don't shove him some goddamn vision board in his face. Thank him. Thank him for being smart enough to figure out how to survive, for keeping you alive through a jungle of dysfunction. Because in this world, dimming your light was safety. Settling was strategy. And now that you're here, he needs to know that the war is over. That he's not driving anymore. You are. So speak to him, seriously, out loud, in your car, in the mirror, hell, whisper it while pretending to do the dishes. Tell him, hey, you are loved exactly as you are. You are safe, and you're worthy of more than just surviving. And then prove it to him, not with a 10-step plan, just with one move, one fucking contradiction to the old script. Speak up in a meeting. Walk away from that hot mess who has great sex but no soul. Charge what you're worth without apologizing like you just farted in a confessional, man. Say no without the guilt hangover. You're not trying to impress anyone. You're just showing that little boy in you, the world has changed and he's not alone anymore. Now, stage 5, the last step here. We need to build new standards, not from your ego, but from your true identity. And I want you to write this out. What would a man who deeply respects himself demand in relationships? What about in business? In his own health? in his daily routine. And then you make those your bare minimum, your non-negotiables. You make discomfort your compass, not your warning sign. And every time you feel like this is too much, that's the old self dying. Let it die. You don't rise by inspiration, you rise by embodiment. Feel the future, act from it now. And when the guilt or the fear or the shame shows up, lead yourself through it. Don't fight it. You say, I see you, but we're not living by trauma anymore. And guys, real quick, if this is hitting you in the chest like a fucking freight train, that's your soul screaming. It's screaming out, bro, we cannot do this shit anymore. So here's what I need you to do before you go binge watch a bunch of cat videos to numb the pain, okay? Pause this video and scroll your sexy little thumb down to the description and book a free call with me. We're going to dig into exactly when you started living like a clearance rack version of yourself and why your standards have been lower than a worm's nutsack, and how to finally build the identity of a man who stops ghosting his own potential. No woo-woo bullshit, no Instagram guru fluff, just real gritty, life-changing conversation. You bring the honesty and I'll bring the shovel. Let's dig your power out of the rubble, okay? The link is in the description, guys. Click it before your fear talks you out of it. And if this cracks something open you, watch the next video that comes up right here. It'll walk you through how your entire emotional wiring was shaped by trauma and how to reprogram your nervous system for power, not pain. Because the truth is, your future is only as strong as the standards you enforce. And until you raise them, your life will never rise.